Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Rajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Rajajanaranjana Yamuna Tiraya Chari Yamuna Yamuna Tiraya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Rajajanaranjana Yamuna Tiravana Chari Yamuna Tiravana Chari Yamuna Tiravana Chari Yamuna Tiravana Chari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Srimad-Bhagavatam Ki Jai Gaura Premanande Oh, it's some devotees all grace to Sri Guru Go Krishna Kshetra Swami Srimate Bhakti-vedanta Swami iti nam Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatare Shakarine Manchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhuvya Patitanam Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopikanta Radhakanta Namosute Tapta Kansha Gaurani Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishravanu Sute Pranami Hari Priye Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Deving Sarasating Yatsam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Vadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Hare Krishna. Good morning. We're reading from Srimad-Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 4, Ambarīṣa Mahārāja, offended by Durvasa Muni. And we're reading verse 28. Tasmā adāt dhariś cakram.
Tasmā adāt dhariś cakram.
Tasmā adāt dhariś cakram.
Tasmā adāt dhariś cakram.
Pratyanīka-bhayāvaham.
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 ekānta-bhakti-bhāvena.
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 prīto bhakta-abhirakṣaṇam.
Prīto bhakta-abhirakṣaṇam.
Prīto bhakta-abhirakṣaṇam.
Prīto bhakta-abhirakṣaṇam.
tasmā adāt dhariś cakram.
Tasmā adāt dhariś cakram.
pratyanīka-bhayāvaham.
Pratyanīka-bhayāvaham.
ekānta-bhakti-bhāvena.
Ekānta-bhakti-bhāvena.
prīto bhakta-abhirakṣaṇam.
Prīto bhakta-abhirakṣaṇam.
Tasmā adāt dhariś cakram.
Tasmā adāt dhariś cakram.
Pratyanīka-bhayāvaham.
Pratyanīka-bhayāvaham.
ekānta-bhakti-bhāvena.
Ekānta-bhakti-bhāvena.
prīto bhakta-abhirakṣaṇam.
Prīto bhakta-abhirakṣaṇam.
Tasmā adāt dhariś cakram.
Tasmā adāt dhariś cakram.
Pratyanīka-bhayāvaham.
Pratyanīka-bhayāvaham.
ekānta-bhakti-bhāvena.
Ekānta-bhakti-bhāvena.
prīto bhakta-abhirakṣaṇam.
Prīto bhakta-abhirakṣaṇam. Tasmā adāt dhariś cakram. Tasmā adāt dhariś cakram. Pratyanīka-bhayāvaham. Pratyanīka-bhayāvaham. Ekānta-bhakti-bhāvena. Ekānta-bhakti-bhāvena. Prīto bhakta-abhirakṣaṇam. Prīto bhakta-abhirakṣaṇam. Tasmā adāt dhariś cakram. ekānta-bhakti-bhāvena, prīto bhakta-abhirakṣaṇam, tasmā dhariś cakram, pratyanīka-bhayāvaham, ekānta-bhakti-bhāvena, prīto bhakta-abhirakṣaṇam.
Yeah. Tasmai, unto him, Ambarīṣa Mahārāja, adāt, gave, hariḥ, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, cakram, his disc, pratyanīka-bhaya-āvaham, the Lord's disc, which was extremely fearful to the enemies of the Lord and his devotees. That's not the best English. It's not that the chakra is fearful. Anyway, ekānta-bhakti-bhāvena, because of his performing, unalloyed devotional service. Prītaḥ, the Lord being so pleased. Bhakta-abhirakṣaṇam, yeah, like that. For the protection of his devotees. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Translation: being very pleased by the unalloyed devotion of Mahārāja Ambarīṣa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead gave the king his disc, which is fearful to enemies and which always protects the devotee from enemies and adversities. Purport. A devotee, being always engaged in the service of the Lord, may not be expert in self-defense, but because a devotee fully depends on the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is always sure of protection by the Lord. Prahlāda Mahārāja said, Naivodvijay paraduratyaya vaiktaranyastvadvirya gayanamaham itamatna chittaha. A devotee is always merged in the ocean of the transcendental bliss of rendering service to the Lord. Therefore, he is not at all afraid of any adverse situation in the material world. The Lord also promises, Kaunteya pratijanihi na me bhakta pranashyati. O Arjuna, you may declare to the world that the devotees of the Lord are never vanquished. For the protection of the devotees, Krishna's disc, the Sudarshana chakra, is always ready. This disc is extremely fearful to the non-devotees, pratyanīka-bhayāvaham. Therefore, although Mahārāja Ambarīṣa was fully engaged in devotional service, his kingdom was free of all fear of adversity. And so ends Prabhupada's purport to this verse. Again, being very pleased by the unalloyed devotion of Mahārāja Ambarīṣa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead gave the king his disc, which is fearful to enemies and which always protects the devotees from enemies and adversities. This is quite something. How often do we hear that the Lord gives one of his weapons to someone? Can anyone think of an example other than this? Where the Lord gives his weapon to someone else? Does Krishna ever give a weapon to Arjuna? Arjuna has a Gandiva bow, but it's his bow. I don't know. Maybe there's probably other cases, but I can't think of them. But this is very interesting that he is loaning his Sudarshan Chakra. That's kind of cool. How would you like it if Lord would come and say, "Here, I have something for you. Take care of it nicely." You might say, how do I use it? Huh?
Maybe not Parshuram, his axe.
His axe.
Generous to keep. I don't know if we can consider that.
Parshuram gave his axe?
To Jana.
Okay.
Lord Shiva gave it to Parshuram, right?
Lord Shiva gave it. Okay, so there is a case of divinity giving, but Parshuram is also... Anyway, yeah. Anyway, imagine that you are Ambarīṣa Mahārāja. Yeah, why not? And the Lord comes to you and says, "Here, I have something for you." Pretty amazing. Okay. What do we... Let's think, because I haven't been able to think a whole lot the last few hours. Maybe we can think collectively about Sudarshan Chakra. What do we know about Sudarshan Chakra? What's mentioned here? It's time, it's fear. It's fear-inducing. The English here, I think the VBT editors could have done a little better, because it's suggesting that Sudarshan Chakra was having fear. That's not obviously what's meant. What else do we know about Sudarshan Chakra?
Auspicious vision.
Auspicious vision, yes. Su-darshana. Yeah. Anything else?
It's also a person.
It's, yeah, as an expansion of the Lord. It's a person, has personality.
Wasn't it? I don't know if I remember correctly, but it wasn't part of the Lila that was awarded to Krishna by the sun god, or something like that, some Lila like that.
Okay, could be. Why not? All right, what we let's go to Chaitanya Lila. Where does Sudarshan appear? Yes, when Jagai and Madai are harassing Nityananda Prabhu. What does Lord Chaitanya do? He invokes Sudarshan Chakra, and what does he do with it?
Really? Do you feel
Huh? He wants to release it, but what does Nityananda Prabhu say? Stop! Yeah. So then what happens to Sudarshan Chakra at that point? Yeah, we don't hear, do we? Huh?
Disappointed.
Sudarshan. Because Sudarshan's a person, right? Okay. We're not usually supposed to do this, but jumping ahead a little bit, jumping ahead to chapter 5 of Canto 9. Ambarīṣa Mahārāja is going to offer prayers to Sudarshan. And very nice, several prayers. And he does this because, it's actually interesting, he does this because he is embarrassed by Durvasa Muni. Durvasa has thrown himself at the feet of Ambarīṣa Mahārāja, which is, what he should be doing. He's doing the right thing, finally. But how does this make Ambarīṣa Mahārāja feel? It makes him feel embarrassed. And so how does he respond? The only thing he can think to do is offer prayers to Sudarshan, and specifically because he has a request to Sudarshan. What is that request?
To desist.
Yeah. Please chill out. So let's read one or two of these verses, and then I think it's time to talk about Lord Damodar. Because after all, today is the first day. Or tomorrow's the first day, we're not sure, but we're saying today is the first day of which month? Kartik month, Ki Jai. Okay, verse number 3 of chapter 5. Ambarīṣa uvacha tvam agnir bhagavan suryas tvam somo jyotisham pati tvam apas tvam shitir vyoma vayur matrendriyani cha. Mahārāja Ambarīṣa said, O Sudarshan Chakra, you are fire, you are the most powerful sun, and you are the moon, the master of all luminaries. You are water, earth, and sky, and you are the air. You are the 5 sense objects, sound, touch, form, taste, and smell, and you are the senses also. So think about that. Where is Sudarshan Chakra not? Sudarshan is all present, which may help us to appreciate the point that Srila Prabhupada is making in the purport, which is that the Lord protects his devotees. So if the Lord is present as Sudarshan in all the elements, plus all the senses, plus the sense objects, plus... So where is Sudarshan not? And what does Sudarshan do? Sudarshan protects the devotees. That's his job. Nice, huh? So, he relieves, therefore, the devotees of fear. And we might recall there are 6 characteristics of pure devotional service. And what is the first of that? Who knows? Huh? That's a different categorization.
Freedom from anxiety.
Yes. Klesha Gni. Klesha Gni. Pure devotional service is destroying of kleshas. What are kleshas? Afflictions. And what is fear? It's an affliction. Elsewhere, I think later in one of the purports here, Prabhupada is going to say, that devotees are freed from fear. They are protected from the very beginning, taking up devotional service. Because the tendency is we read this and we say, yeah, well, that's pure devotional service. And so that counts me out. But pure devotional service means we are making devotional service the purpose of life. That's what we're doing. It's not a weekend hobby. It's what we do. Okay, I'll just read one more verse, one more prayer, and then Sudarshana namastuyam sahasrarachuta priya sarvastra ghatin vipraya swasti bhuya idaspate. Oh, most favorite of Achyuta, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you have thousands of spokes. You know what a spoke is? Yeah. The spokes of a wheel are the things that make the wheel able to function as a wheel. From the hub are the many spokes. O Master of the material world, destroyer of all weapons, original vision of the personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisance unto you. Kindly give shelter and be auspicious to this Brahmana. So he starts to make this request. And because Sudarshan is a person, he can address him and wish him to do this. So that's nice. So the devotee who's being threatened is thinking, oh, this person's threatening me. How interesting. I pray that you, Lord, do not make trouble for this person because this person's making trouble for me. Because it's not really trouble for me. Naivo vijay paraturatya yavaitinam tvavirga gayana mahamrinam mokna chitta. Prahlad is saying, I have no troubles. Why does he have no troubles? Because his mind is magna, it's sunk, it's absorbed. Where is it absorbed? Yeah, in the virya, in the glories and power, virya gayana maha-amrita. The great nectar of singing of the Lord's prowess, His glory. So, taking the example of Prahlad and taking the example of Ambarīṣa, we can be happy in devotional service. No worries. No worries. Especially if we remember the Lord. Especially if we remember the Lord as Damodar. Damodara ki jai. Why is the Lord called Damodara?
Because his belly is bound to grow.
Yeah, because he has a belly which is roped. Roped belly. And the last verse of the Damodarashtakam says what? Namaste Sudame Suradiptidame Tvadiyodarayata Vishvasyadame Namoradikayai Tvadiyapriyayai Namanantalilaya Devaya Tuya. I offer my respectful obeisances to the rope. Why would we want to offer obeisance to a rope? We would like to be that rope.
That's a special rope.
It's no ordinary rope. Why is it no ordinary rope? Because it has bound Krishna.
He was able.
He was able. What's so special about binding Krishna? Who can bind Krishna?
Love.
Yes. Therefore, Damodar is also known as bhakti-bhāvāham, one who is bound by bhakti. Bound by bhakti. Imprisoned. Krishna, devotees imprison the Lord. Where do they imprison him?
In the heart.
In the heart. Does that mean Krishna is stuck there?
Yes.
Yeah. The devotees say, I'm going to keep you, Krishna, in my heart. I'm not going to let you out. But Krishna is always running. Right? Namamishvaram Sachitananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokuli Rajamanam Yashodaviyo Lukala Davamanam. He is running, Davamanam. He is also Rajaman. And it's interesting, actually, this first verse is of the first it's giving what I guess it's Sanatana Goswami says is tattva vishesha. It's describing these particular tattva of the Lord. What is the tattva of the Lord? He is Ishvara and he is Sachitananda. Okay. Namamishvaram Sachitananda Rupam. Then it's describing, actually in that Sachitananda, it's describing the Rupa Vishesha, his form, which is Sachitananda, and more specifically, Namamishvaram Sachitananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam. You know, we usually think Sachitananda Rupam, yes, the Lord, with swinging ear ornaments. Lasat kundalam gokule brajamana. And what does he do? That is his lila vishesha. Gokula Rajamanam. He wanders Rajamana. And the word Vraja is, it's kind of a play on words because Vraja is the place Vraja, but Vrajana is also moving. And how does Krishna move when he's in Vraja? He does the Vraja thing. he wanders around Vraja. Specifically in Gokula. But how does he wander? Davamanam. He runs. But why is he running? Yashodabiya. Because of fear of Mother Yashoda. Fear of Mother Yashoda? Krishna, who is Ishvara? Ishvara is fearful? I don't get it. Help me out here. How is this going to work? Queen Kuti couldn't get it, so how do you expect me to get it? Yeah. And so, running out of fear of Mother Yashoda, from where? Where is Krishna running from? Yes, from the wooden grinding mortar. What's he been doing on the wooden grinding mortar? Huh? I can't hear, but...
He broke it. He did many things. He broke it.
He didn't break the wooden grinding mortar.
The yogurt pot.
He broke the yogurt pot.
That's why he's running in fear. He broke the other pot.
Okay, but yeah, there's different things going on. It's eternal pastimes expanding eternally, unlimitedly. He's standing, he's reaching, he's running, what is he doing? Why is he doing? He's feeding the monkeys. And where is he doing it from? He's doing it from, at this point, he's standing on this mortar. And he's doing Food for Life. The original Food for Life program. Krishna is doing it. Which is appropriate, right? Sometimes people criticize Food for Life, but Krishna was doing Food for Life. What is the thought? Okay, so Yashoda Abhiyoluk-alat-davamanam. He's running Param Rishtam, and then he gets caught from behind. Para Amrishtam. And I looked this up. It can mean getting caught from behind, but it can also mean recollection, to remember. So who is remembering Krishna? Well, the devotees, but specifically Mother Yashoda. She's running and she's remembering Krishna. How can she forget Krishna? Why did all of this start? What was the problem that made Krishna to break the pot of yogurt?
She left it.
She left it. How dare she leave? And then it's explained by acharyas. Krishna was feeling separation from Mother Yashoda, and Mother Yashoda was feeling separation from Krishna. In both cases, it was very intense. But in the case of Mother Yashoda, it was greater than it was for Krishna. This made Krishna angry. That he could not have the same feeling that she had. Lord Chaitanya, of course, comes in order to experience that which Krishna cannot experience. And he becomes angry. And he becomes very angry, it's explained. He becomes as angry as Nrsingadev. Whoa! Now, why does Nrsingadev become angry? Yeah, because his devotees is being harassed. So the reason for Nrsingadev's anger and the reason for baby Krishna's anger, are they the same? No, it's very different. Very different. And now he's angry and he's going to be exhibiting tears. And those tears, are they real tears or are they fake tears? Huh? They're fake. Really? Are you sure? Huh? Real tears, fake, real, fake. Who votes for real tears?
Super real.
Super real. Who says fake tears? Okay, there's an option in between. Devotees are always thinking in black and white, but there's nuance. He was exaggerating. Yeah, he was exaggerating. As small children will do, right? When something is that they don't like, then they'll make a big theater, big show, right? They are upset, yes, but do they have to be that upset? No. Right? So this is Krishna.
It's called a tantrum.
It's called a tantrum, yeah. So Krishna made a wonderful tantrum. Okay, so this is the month of Kartik coming. The Shastras, Padma Purana especially, I think Skanda Purana say so many nice things about doing devotional service. How in this month the results, the benefits of devotional service multiply so many times. But they also warn, if one neglects to do Kartik Vrata, and then down we go for unlimited lifetimes in hell, and we lose all the benefits of all the devotional service that we ever did up to this point. Dangerous. So, but we want to think positively. Let's take the opportunity and make the most of our Kartik month and remember Lord Damodar. And let's also remember that we are protected as we do so by the Lord. All right? Further comments, questions? Suggestions for celebrating this month? Anyone?
We have to get bigger print.
Bigger print of this, otherwise we need telescopes.
Speculation. Because the translation of Sudarshan struck me means suspicious vision. And if Sudarshan is everywhere, and if remembering Sudarshan we may be protected. I was thinking maybe by cultivating this auspicious vision of Krishna is everywhere, is present, and maybe by that we can be protected ourselves.
Ah, yes, remembering the auspicious vision of Krishna, which means how Krishna looks, how he appears.
How he's present everywhere.
Yeah, and how he's present. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
You see that auspicious.
Yeah, that's right. Very good. Yes.
I wanted to ask, is it better to take a vow that we think we can accomplish, which is realistic, or maybe set a higher vow with the risk that maybe sometimes we may not be able, but still to kind of push us further? And generally we try, but we may maybe slip from there.
Well, it's a nice idea to take a risk for Krishna. Because we talk, in fact this is a major theme of this chapter of Ambarīṣa, the pastime with Ambarīṣa Mahārāja is that devotees are always protected. And what goes together with that point is that devotees take risks for Krishna. And because they take risks for Krishna, therefore Krishna is inspired to protect them. If we, stay under the bed covers all day, because we don't want to take any risk, then Krishna is like, maybe not much protection is there. So some risk, but not the general principle of risk-taking is related with the general quality of courage, and courage is something which, if you go to one extreme, is being rash, doing something which is really too dangerous, and on the other hand, on the other extreme, being, not courageous, being cowardly. So pushing oneself is always a good idea if it's done in a, some realistic pushing. Some realism should also be there. And some pushing. Push ourselves, we can do better. And the competition in this case is with ourselves. We want to do better, not competing with someone else, but just ourselves. And then, if for whatever reason, because sometimes circumstances really prevent something that we have genuinely intended to do, then Krishna may understand, and we might say, Krishna, I'll make this up in another way. And Krishna may give idea how to do that. Is that okay? Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for a beautiful lecture. I like this idea that in the spiritual world everything is alive. Because we say that Sudarshan Chakra is a person, is expansion of Krishna, and also the rope is a person.
Yeah.
And it's also like it's shorter, how much? 2 fingers?
2 fingers.
2 fingers.
Yeah.
And then it's going longer because
Yeah.
Krishna was really by love of Krishna. And I was thinking how it's interesting if we go down to the parapost or to this is Balaram actually also expansion and spiritual world, everything is alive. It's amazing, right?
It's amazing. Huh? Yes, Chintamani prakarasatmasu. Chintamani, conscious jewels. That's what the spiritual world is made of. It's all conscious. And that's why devotees cultivate consciousness also. Be conscious what we do, where we step, like that. Right, so have a nice day. Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantaraj Srimad-Bhagavatam ki, Damodara ki, Shri Radha Damodara ki, Kartik Masa ki, Gaur Premanandi.